Hello everyone! Bright morning everyone. My name is Mary Pauline P. Bully from BTL at HE-3A. So now, we're going to discuss about global population and mobility. So this topic focuses on defining what a global city is and examining its influences to the world's economy, politics, and culture. So what is global cities? Global cities are major nodes in the interconnected systems of information and money, and the wealth that they capture is intimately related to specialized businesses. So global cities are important centers where major activities of the world, especially information flow and financial transactions, are concentrated. So these cities play a key role in connecting different parts of the world through business networks, communication, trade, and finance. Because they are central hubs in these worldwide systems, they attract wealth, investment, and economic activity. So their prosperity is closely tied to specialized industries such as banking, technology, media, and multinational corporate services. So, global cities are central sites for advanced services and facilitates of telecommunication which are necessary execution and management of global economic activities. In those sites, corporate headquarters tend to center, particularly companies that are operative in more than one country by SASIN 2005. So global cities are important places where international companies and businesses manage their operations. They have advanced technology, communication systems, and services that connected them to other countries. So these cities usually host big offices, which means the headquarters of companies that do business in many countries. So for example, in Manila, in Metro Manila, especially in the Makati and the BGC, which is the Bonifacio Global City, and Ortegas. So these cities is considered a global city because many international companies have their offices there. Of course, we might notice that some of our relatives or some of our friends, they go to Manila just to process something because that's the one way on how to know that Manila is more on it is called a global city because nang maraming siyang mga globalization na na-include sa Manila. So there are banks also, call centers, and telecommunications hubs that connect to other countries, which is for example, ang mga bangko the main bank is nandoon sa Manila. That's why if may issue ka or may error ang iyong bank, that's why need mong pumunta doon sa Manila kasi nandoon ang mga other na mga global cities na merong mga access sa interconnected world or sa other countries. For example, also, the Ninoy Aquino International Airport makes travel and trade easy. So, Metro Manila connects the Philippines to the rest of the world just like New York or Tokyo connects their countries globally. So, globalization is a spatial phenomenon. So the word spatial means related to space or place. So this means globalization happens in real places, especially in cities, not just online or in theory. So globalization happens in physical spaces. Foreign investments, economic opportunities, and human capital move to other cities. So cities are where the action happens, where people, money, and ideas come together. For example, I have here the Manila, Cebu, and Davao. They are spaces where globalization happens. Why? Because people move there to find job. Diba? masasabi natin na globalization happens talaga in Manila, Cebu, and Davao because as we all know, marami tayong mga kamag-anak or mga friends na pumupunta sa Cebu because marami doon ang trabaho. For example, na parang nandoon ang mga big companies, mga big opportunities. Of course, foreign companies invest in those areas. Of course, maraming mga foreign companies nandoon sa Manila, Cebu, and Davao. So international trade and tourism take place in that cities. So that's why these cities grow faster than rural areas. So globalization brings foreign money, investment, job or economic opportunities and skilled workers, which is the human capital, into cities. So cities are where all these things meet and grow. For example, many foreign like BPO call center companies invest in Manila, Cebu, and Davao. Filipinos from provinces move to these cities, work in offices, malls, or factories. So this movement of people and business is part of globalization. So what makes it move is the fact that it is based in places. Globalization acts in cities and vice versa. For example, the Paris, which is known for home of Eiffel Tower and fashion. In New York City, home of the stock market, a significant center in the international trade. So, a globalization grows because it is based in real places like cities, which cities helps globalization by being centers for trade, tourism, fashion, and finance, and globalization helps cities grow in return. Kumbaga, silang dalawa ay may benefits, which is yung city, it helps globalization by being centers for trade. In Manila, yung center sa Manila is the Makati and the BGC kasi marami doon ang mga other countries na or mga related na mga companies, which is also the globalization helps cities grow in return. Kumbaga, well-known yung Makati, Cebu, and Davao. Pinapa-well-known niya or louder niya ang name ng ganyang cities. For example, Manila is known for business and trade, connecting local companies to the world. Also, the Cebu, right? Cebu attracts tourists and foreign investors, boasting its global image. Alam nyo ba na ang Cebu ay pangalawa sa big cities dito sa Philippines? Kasi yung first city is yung sa Manila. Marami nag-invest doon nag-happen yung globalization process ng mga trade. So also the Davao exports agricultural products like bananas to other countries. So these cities act as homes for globalization in the Philippines. So, in other words, global cities are integral to globalization as it is essential to these cities. So this means global cities or globalization depend on each other. Without cities, globalization would have no physical base. And without globalization, cities wouldn't grow as much. Kung walang mga other countries na mga company or mga banks or other related sa malayong mga countries, hindi magkakaroon ng ang globalization. So this means global cities help the cities to grow as much. Kumbaga, pinapa-well known talaga ng globalization ang mga global cities. They help each other survive and progress. So Metro Manila needs globalization for jobs and businesses. So globalization also needs Manila to operate. It's where companies, trade, and international communication happen. So they work hand in hand both. So that's all for today. Thank you.
So bright morning again everyone. So before I proceed with my discussion, let me first introduce myself. So I am Maria Angelica L. Angos. So I will be the second presenter for today. So we have here Global City. So we will be defining what is meant by global city. But before I proceed with my discussion, let me first ask you a question. What do you think is meant by the word global city? By the term itself, global, what do you think does this word mean? Do you have any idea? Okay, if none, let me dive into my discussion for you and for me to be able to unlock difficulties in defining what is a global city. So a global city is a primary node in the global economic network. So when we say a primary node, it acts as a center for finance, for trade, and culture. So this refers to those countries that serves as the command or control center for the influences and of course connecting international flows of capital as well as goods and information. So this global city is comparable to that of a content creator. Do you know why? It is because a global city is somewhat like a content creator because they are the starting point for something to flow or for something to happen. Just like content creators, so they create videos, dance moves, for examples. In creating that specific dance moves, that dance becomes trending. So just like global city, they also create connections. They are the ones who start the connectivity with culture, innovation, and many things, wherein many benefit and it flows around the world. So a world city is also called, a global city is also called a world city or sometimes called an alpha city or a world center. So next, we have here the different meanings of a global city for us to be able to understand deeper what is meant by global city. So first we have here, it is command points in the organization of the world economy, meaning this global city acts as a central hub for economic decision making, management, and control for international, financial, and corporate systems. So meaning this global city is the one who controls the economic flows. Next, as we have, it is key location in marketplaces for finance and specialized services. So here in the global city, the largest capital markets are located. Also banks, hedge funds, mga firms, tech, employers, and also there are a lot of rules offered for many individuals. So meaning there are a lot of job opportunities. Unlike here in the Philippines, we have limited job opportunities wherein mostly people tend to work abroad, and also a global city offers a highest payable amount for their work. Third, it is a major site for production, including innovation. So meaning in global city, a lot of products and goods and services are being produced or manufactured, wherein we as a developing countries, we tend to avail those productions of products, as well as global city are the ones who facilitates innovation. So they starts innovation or innovating things, for example, gadgets. So the global cities innovates gadgets, wherein we also avail or bought or buy those gadgets as well. Next, we have here globalization actually enhances the role of the cities. So globalization elevates the status of a certain city. For example, as Philippines, because of globalization, we can be added to that global city. For example, we belong to level 2 and those global city belongs to level 5. So we can be accelerated towards that level wherein we can be added to the global city. So because of globalization, we can also become a global city if we are able to cope with the changes, of course. It also enhances the role of key cities, making them key hubs for social, for economic, political, and cultural exchanges that increase countries' interconnectedness and interdependence. Last is all cities operate in a global system. So all cities operate in a global system through a network of economic, political, social, cultural connections that extends beyond their borders. So they really have their roles around the global system. So they are the ones who do stuff for the benefit of many cities as well. So that's all. Let's welcome the next presenter.
And now let's proceed to sociologist Saskia Sassen popularized the term global city in the 1990s. So her criteria for what constitutes a global city were primarily economic. In her work, she initially identified three global cities. First, we have here the New York, London, and Tokyo. All of these countries are hubs of global finance and capitalism. So these cities drive economic activity and shape also global markets. New York has the New York Stock Exchange, London has the Financial Times Stock Exchange, and Tokyo has the Nikkei. So regarding the Nikkei, it's actually the Nikkei 225, a stock market index for the Tokyo Stock Exchange or the TSE. The Nikkei is a key indicator of the Japanese economy and is often used as a benchmark for ASEAN markets.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nicole de la Serna, and now let's proceed to the next discussion. So, recent commentators have expanded on Saskia Sassen's criteria for demanding a global city. So, when you say Saskia Sassen's criteria, they are the one that define the global city. So, we have here the Los Angeles is known as a movie making Mecca, or they are the one that showcasing its influence in the entertainment industry. And next is the San Francisco. They stand out as home at some of the most powerful entertainment companies, highlighting its tech dominance. Next is the Shanghai, Beijing, and Guangzhou. They are the key centers for trade and finance, driving economic power in Asia. Last is the Melbourne. It is recognized as the world's most livable city, blending equality of life with global connectivity. So under here, there is a question. Defining a global city can be challenging, but of course, essentially, it involves considering how cities connect to global networks, their economic impact, and their cultural influence. And next, we have in what ways are cities global and to what extent? Cities become global through the rules in international trade, finance, culture, and innovation. This extent varies from lead in tech like San Francisco and others in finance like Shanghai, and some livability like
So once again,
Melbourne.
right morning, I'm Janet Balinardo.
That would be all.
Now let's
Thank you.
proceed to indicators for globality. First, we are going to discuss the economic power. So economic power largely determines which cities are global. It is a primary or the crucial indicator as global cities serve as the control centers for the global economy. So the country should be dominant in financial market and how the countries produce, distribute, consume goods and services. So it stated here the New York with the largest stock market and Tokyo houses the most number of corporate headquarters. So New York is the examples of financial dominance, acting as centers for global banking, investments, and financial services, while Tokyo have the presence of a high number of headquarters of multinational corporations or the MNCs. It signifies a city's influence. Also, Shanghai plays a critical role in global economic supply chain ever since China has become the manufacturing center of the world. So it means Shanghai as a massive manufacturing and logistics centers connecting the production of goods to the global consumer market. So the economic opportunities in a global city make it attractive to talents across the world. So the economic opportunities in a global city make it attractive to both rich and poor people. Global cities become magnets for migrants, drawing both highly skilled professionals and lower skilled workers. So this diverse labor fuels the city's growth and competitiveness. But of course, to measure the economic competitiveness of a city, the Economist Intelligence Unit has added other criteria like market size, purchasing power of the citizens, size of the middle class, because a large and affluent middle class is a sign of a stable, strong, and growing consumer market. And lastly, potential for growth. It is the indicators related to innovations, educations that suggest future economic expansion.
Good morning, everyone. I am Roan B. Alabastro, and now let's proceed to the Center of Authorities. So, Center of Authorities are locations that hold significant political power and influence within a country. So, these cities or regions are where government decisions are made and policies are shaped. So, when we say centers of authority, can refer to a specific location such as city, governments, or a center of institution that holds significant power and control. It can also refer to a system where power and decision making are concentrated at the top of the organization, as seen in centralized governments or large corporation. The third one is House of Major International Organization. So, houses major international organization refers to the specific cities and countries where the permanent headquarters of prominent international organizations are located. So, many of these organizations are based in the global hubs that facilitate diplomatic operations and address global problems such as peace, security, economic development, and trade. So, House of Majority International Organization, these are the cities or regions that host the headquarters or main offices of significant international organizations. So, these organizations play a crucial role in global governance, diplomacy, international, and relations. So, hosting these organizations can give a city or a region substantial international influence and prestige. It also facilitates international cooperation and collaboration. So, that's all.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ryan Anna, and I'm going to discuss to you the fourth indicator for globality. The fourth indicator for globality is the Center for Higher Learning and Culture. A city's status as a center for higher learning and culture is reflected in various ways through intellectual, educational, and cultural institutions. A city's intellectual influence is seen through the influence of its publishing industry. Also, many of the books that people read are published in places like New York, London, and Paris. So, a city's intellectual influence is often demonstrated through the prominence of its publishing industry. Cities like New York, London, and Paris are recognized global centers where many influential books are published. So these places not only produce literature that shape public opinion and knowledge locally, but also globally. One of the examples is the New York Times, which carries the name of New York City, is widely read not only across America, but worldwide, showcasing the city's broad cultural reach through its media and publications. Next is Boston is the home of the world's top university, which is the Harvard University. So Boston exemplifies a city known for its center of higher learning, famously housing the Harvard University, recognized as one of the world's top universities. Such institution attracts students and scholars from around the globe, contributing to the city's cultural and intellectual vibrancy. So the presence of world-renowned universities boosts a city's reputation as a hub for education, research, and innovation, drawing visitors, academics, and fostering intellectual change. Lastly, Los Angeles is the center of American film industry. Today, global cities become culturally diverse. Los Angeles serves as a major cultural center through its role as the heart of the American film industry, particularly the Hollywood. So the city's unique geographic and climate advantages, such as a year-round sunny weather and diverse landscapes, made it an ideal location for film production. Additionally, early freedom from restrictive patents allowed filmmakers to innovate and develop the industry rapidly. Over time, Los Angeles became synonymous with entertainment production, housing major studios like the Paramount, the Warner Bros., and the Universal. Hollywood's evolution into the global entertainment capital shapes not only American but worldwide cultural consumption through movies, TV, and related industries. So this cultural output significantly influences society's narratives, trends, and values. So let's proceed to the challenges of the global cities. Global cities conjure up images of fast-paced, exciting, cosmopolitan lifestyles. Global cities have layered undersides. They can be sites of great inequality, poverty, and tremendous violence. So global cities are vibrant hubs of culture, creativity, and economic opportunity, attracting diverse population and fostering innovation and cultural exchange. However, they also face serious challenges, notably social inequality, housing affordability, and environmental sustainability. So inequality in global cities often results in stark divide between wealthy and impoverished populations, leading to social exclusion, increased crime, and limited access to education and services for the poor. Then the housing costs rise with urban growth, displacing lower-income residents and exacerbating social tensions. Lastly, for environmental concerns arise from high resource consumption and population consumption and pollution associated with dense, fast-growing populations. Addressing these challenges requires inclusive policies focused on affordable housing, education, and sustainable urban development to ensure global cities remain livable and equitable for all residents.
Great morning, everyone. So before I proceed to my discussion, let me first introduce myself. I am HE-3A Alamos. So, gentrification. This is a phenomenon of driving out the poor in favor of newer, wealthier residents. So, gentrification is when wealthier people move into a poorer neighborhood and change it. This can make the area nicer, but it can also often forces the original or the poorer residents to move out because they can no longer afford to live there. So, in the outskirts of New York and San Francisco are poor urban enclaves occupied by African American. So, when we say outskirts, this refers to the areas just outside the main city centers. Slowly, they are being forced to move further away from the economic centers of their city. So people with less money are gradually being pushed to live further from where jobs and businesses are located in the city. So as the city attracts more capital and richer residents, real estate prices go up and poor residents are forced to relocate too far away but cheaper areas. So when a city becomes more attractive to businesses and wealthy people, the cost of housing increases. So the forces poorer residents to move to cheaper areas that are for the city center.
Bright morning, everyone. I am Roby Marian A. Enjado of BDL at HE-3A, and now let's proceed to our overall conclusion of our report. First one, we have global cities are sites and mediums of globalization. Global cities are places where globalization is happening and also where globalization is spreading from. So they are the centers of international activities where people, ideas, money, goods, and technology from different countries meet and interact. As the sites, they are the host of global events and businesses, and as a medium, they help connect one part of the world to another. Kumbaga, they serve as a pathway. We have the real-life example. For example, the international airports and seaports of Singapore helps connect Asia to the whole world. So, in number one, global cities act like bridges that they link countries together. Next, we have they are the material representations of the phenomenon. So, global cities shows physical evidence of globalization. So, kung makadto kita sa isa ka city which is ang globalized na kaayo, we can see tall buildings, international airports, ang mga skyscrapers, mga seaports, and also the advancements of technology. Diba? You can literally see globalization through their infrastructure. So the next one we have here, through them, we see the best of globalization. Global cities show the positive side of globalization. They show how countries can grow faster, become more modern, and create better opportunities when they are connected to the world. These cities often lead on innovations, good jobs, cultural diversity, modern lifestyles, and high-quality services. So for example, in Seoul, in Korea, they have the world-class technology, fast internet, and also efficient transportation. Next, we also have here, they are also places that generate tremendous wealth. So global cities attract the world's richest businesses, investors, and skilled workers. So they produced huge amount of money. So they are economic engines that drive not only their country's income but also the world's. So their wealth is created through international banks, we have stock markets, global companies, tourism, real estate, trade and shipping, and also technology industries. So for example, in Singapore is known as one of the richest countries of the world because of global investment. So the last one, they also remain as sites of great inequalities where global servants serves global entrepreneurs. So even though global cities are extremely rich, not everyone is rich. So there is a huge gap between wealthy and poor. So in these cities, we often see two groups. We have the global entrepreneurs and the global servants. So global entrepreneurs, sila ni ang mga taong who can earn a lot, such as bankers, investors, tech innovators, and business owners. So we also have the global servants. Ang tawo kung diin kita lang sila gamay. So these are the domestic helpers, delivery riders, construction workers, retail staffs, cleaners, and waiters. So even though they have a low-paying job, without them, global cities cannot function. For example, we have the Hong Kong. So thousands of domestic helpers from the Philippines and Indonesia ang ginapadala sa Hong Kong. And also in Dubai, luxury living for rich and tough condition for migrant laborers.